the Come On In Sports Network.
This is a special presentation brought to you by the Come On In Sports Network.
All righty, NFL Nation, how you doing? Come on in. Welcome to Come On In NFL's 2026 schedule release special, baby. You got Zach in the house. You got Dolph in the house. We thank you for being here, baby. Listen, we know right now ESPN has been doing their special for the last hour and a half. You pretty much know everything. So what me and Zach's going to do, plain and simple, we going to talk about the international games. We going to talk about some of the holiday matchups. And we going to talk about maybe one or two marquee games during the season. And if you have any questions, please drop them in the chat. And Zach and myself will do our best to answer your question. Let us know who's your favorite team and why you are optimistic with your team's schedule. And how many wins do you see your team getting this season? First of all, Zach, my brother, introduce yourself to the family, man.
Yeah, what's good, baby? How y'all doing? Back in the house from Real Fan Sports and a Come On In Sports Network. Appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Oh, every week it's more and more exciting. We got release for the schedule today. We talked about this the other night, Duff. I can't stand the fact that half the schedule gets leaked like before the release. Like, what's the point of having the damn release? Like, I'm sitting there at work getting excited that we're gonna have the schedule release later on this evening, and then I'm just scrolling through Instagram. And then I'm like, oh, I figured out the Saints played the Lions opening week. I'm like, well, that ruined it for me. Like, I'm not like, damn, but. Nevertheless, we still get to figure out about all these great games coming up. International, we've already known a bit who these teams were going to be. Now we know the exact matchups. And then, of course, these holiday matchups and then these, rematches of the Super Bowl and all those different things, man. So I'm excited for it.
Most definitely, man. We got some family in the house. Chiefs Kingdom is checking in, baby. How you doing? Listen, last season, the Kingdom felt. Will the Kingdom regain its power this season, baby? What's going on with your player? Come on in. All right, Daniel Berry, Sports Highlights is in the house. What's going on, baby? Welcome on in. All right, Sauce Monster, 1549. How
you been, bro?
He is in the building. Who else is in the house? All right, my guy says Chiefs grabbing 12 wins this year. Arrowhead Invitational is back in full effect, baby. That's what I'm talking about. I love this time of year, baby. I love it. I love it, baby. All right, man. So listen, you see the international slate of games and the holiday games. Listen, the Christmas Day games, when I was doing this chart, it hadn't came out yet, but we know the matchups for Christmas. And let's start off though, Zach. Week 1, man, the first game of the season. It won't be the champs, baby, but internationally, week 1, you got the Rams, you got the 49ers, you got the NFC West, man, probably the most competitive division in all of football.
Yeah, dude, and to go and have this game, like what a treat it is for Australia, their first NFL game to be a game of this caliber. Rams and 49ers, two very competitive teams and one of the best divisions in the NFL currently. And they're playing at the MCG, which, if y'all don't know, it's a extremely historic stadium out there in Melbourne, Australia. A lot of history has gone down there in their sports and being, cricket, AFL, and different things like that. And now the NFL going to make their appearance. So I know a couple buddies out there that are pretty excited for the game. I'm not sure how many are going to be able to go, but I know a few people are trying to get tickets if they haven't gotten them already. And it's going to be an exciting one.
All right. I see you, Lou. Lou, come on in. Lou says, Cowboys, baby, let's go. Well, I'm going to tell you what. I like what the Cowboys did. They identified their problem, which was defense, and they went balls to the wall and improving that defense. And arguably, and y'all know how your boy Dog felt during the draft process. They got the best damn player, all around player in the draft. Day one instant starter.
Be happier. His favorite team got the player he wanted.
Dawes, baby, he is a big D. Hey, for y'all, like, what the hell Zach talking about? You know, that is Cowboys my second team, you know, because of marriage, and I liked them when I was small. You know, okay. Because I love my Saints, but I also need a team that won.
Hey, look, fair enough.
That one put on.
I still disagree with you, but fair enough.
It's all right. It's all right. They know in this house when my loyalty lie, though. They know.
There we go. As long as they know.
They know. All right, man. 100,000 people as well. What's going on?
The MCG, huge stadium, man. It's not 100,000, is it, Ace? Is that what they're selling tickets? I mean, I know they can expand onto the ground if they wanted to. I don't think it's 100,000 though. It's a lot.
Man, that's a lot. As long as Jerry's involved, Dallas gonna be a clown team.
It is 100,000. I thought it was more around 85, but yeah, it's 100,000.
100,000, man. So when you look at this game, man, battle for the NFC West. We know that the NFC West is home to the Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks, but you got these two teams. I believe will be right there in the fight once again. Listen, the Seahawks, they just mollywopped the 49ers last season. 49ers got a lot to do. The Super Bowl to me was the Rams and the Seahawks.
And a lot of losses is what happened with the 49ers. A lot of injuries, but they lost a lot of players last year. So hoping for a healthy Brock Purdy, hoping for a healthy George Kittle, for them to be competitive. Without those two, it's going to be a tough time, especially considering they lost a lot of their wide receivers this year. I mean, should be a easy Rams win, but being a divisional game, that's what makes it so exciting because anybody can win a division. It doesn't matter if you're bottom of the barrel or top of the charts.
But Zach, we forgetting they brought in the future Hall of Famer.
Tell them about it.
Everybody. They know. Listen, I hated this man for years because he was in my division. But I tell you what, I respect the hell out of him because he's great. Because I love greatness. Like him, love him or hate him, Mike Evans is a baller. And if he wouldn't have got hurt last season, he would have had another 1,000-yard season. I believe that would have set the record. So you bring Mike Evans over with a healthy Kittles, a healthy Christian McCaffrey, a healthy Brock Purdy to start the season, man. All guns blazing. Like you said, they had to improve their defense. Defense is going to be the key to the 49ers, I believe, this season. And like for every team, it's all about health. It's about health, and also it's about the depth. Which teams are too deep? Hell, which team can be 3 deep? Which is kind of hard today. If you can go 3 deep, chances are you're a really good football team, and you're going to go real far.
Absolutely.
What kind of defense are you talking about? What do you mean? I'm talking about. We talking about the 49ers.
I don't think we said anything about defense. I don't know what we talking about, Walton. I don't know what we talking about. What's the next international game we got, dog?
All right, next one is we got the Baltimore Ravens and the Dallas Cowboys. Lamar Jackson, Dak Prescott, King Henry. Stars all over the field, baby. America's team against America's most underperforming team, the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, very much so, man. One thing I love about this, what the NFL is doing, bringing in these two teams. I mean, these are two like high energy teams. Like, you know, Lamar Jackson is such a high energy guy. Ravens fans worldwide, obviously the Cowboys as well, and bringing it to a very energetic city like Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, man. It's going to be exciting to watch.
This game here will be played. Yeah, it is in Brazil. No, I thought this game was in Rio de Janeiro.
Yeah, Brazil. That's in Brazil.
Well, hell. Tell me something.
You losing your mind. It's been a long day.
Been
Dog,
a long
this is our
damn
part.
day.
This is our
Long day.
this is our fun time, not our full time job. But look, sometimes
So,
after a long
listen.
day's work, you be getting stuff like
Right.
that, man. I'm with you.
Now in the series though, the Ravens are up 6-1. So
Oh, damn! I didn't know that.
yeah, according to footballdatabase.com, the Ravens lead. The Ravens rivalry has been played 7 times with the Cowboys winning 1 game and the Ravens winning 7 times. So the Ravens have had the Cowboys numbers. Maybe this to be the season that the Cowboys can start turning that around. And I'm predicting a win for the Cowboys right now. They turn around
This
because
is when they do it, huh?
this is when they do it. And I'm telling you, Caleb Downs with the game clutching intercept, baby. I'm calling it. I'm calling it right now. Haters. All right, let's keep it going, Zach. Week 4, you go have in London, England, the Indianapolis Colts taking on the Washington Commanders. Last year, the Commanders came back down to earth. Injuries to Jaden Daniels, injuries throughout their team, but they were not the same team as the team that made it all the way to the NFC Championship the prior year. Before the season started last year, I kept saying expectations now. You can't sneak up on anyone. No one expected them to do what they did in Daniel's rookie year and get all the way to the NFC Championship game. But
Yeah,
that weight of making it to the NFC Championship game and being seen as one of the top teams in the NFC last year proved to be a little too heavy for the Washington Commanders. They take on an Indianapolis Colts team that for at least several weeks was the best football team in the National Football League.
yeah.
Daniel
What
Jones,
did they start off? 7-0, 8-0. It
Yeah.
was something ridiculous.
something ridiculous like that. Daniel Jones was in the
Believer.
MVP. Matter of fact, Daniel Jones was leading in my vocabulary. He was leading the MVP race. He was
I
that
agree.
damn good for the
I agree.
Colts. When he got hurt, we saw what happened. Now, this team, they re-signed Daniel Jones. They're bringing him back. Now, they have allowed Anthony Richardson to seek a trade, but nothing has become of that as
No
of yet.
surprise.
He did report to OTA, to off-season workout, so he is in the facility, he is in the building. Listen, that really can't be a good feeling, you know. You showing up for work and knowing that hell, they really don't want me, you know. So, but man, kudos to that kid for even showing up to do his job. Let's keep it going. Week 5, back in London, England, as it's the Eagles taking on the London Jaguars, because for y'all who don't know, this is the Jaguars' home away from home. They are
I'll tell you what, Dolph.
Jacksonville and London.
You know, the NFL has been giving so many great games to all these other countries and stuff. I know for a lot of them, it's their first game or maybe their second game that's
Right.
taking place in the NFL in that country. But they are not doing England any good. You know, England opens up some of their historic stadiums for the NFL to come in, and they're going to give Philly and Jags. Now, don't get me wrong, Jaguars played a lot better last year than I think what most of us expected. We finally got to see Trevor Lawrence playing like the quarterback we thought he'd be coming out of college. Philly, a little bit of a downslope last year. I think we're still trying to figure out what's going to happen with A.J. Brown. He's for sure gone. Has he signed anything with the Patriots? I know that's been the rumor, but I don't think I've seen a confirmation yet.
He's gonna be designated a June 1st release. So talks are predicted. They're predicting that they're thinking that the talks will get back on the way around June the 1st when he is released, and something should come on that real soon. But right now, it seems to be the Patriots are nowhere else offhand right now.
Yeah, I mean, Patriots
for me,
gotta
it seems
go
like
all in. They need a
a
wide
done
receiver.
deal.
They're losing Diggs. Yeah, it's just a matter of figuring out the numbers at that point.
So AJ Brown, you lose Diggs, you sign AJ Brown. I'm gonna ask you and I'm gonna ask everybody in the chat. Is that an upgrade?
I say absolutely, man. I think Stephon Diggs gives you flashes. Like, he's definitely not the Stephon Diggs that he was back in Buffalo. Even his last year in Buffalo was struggling a bit. Always was kind of playing a bit of the blame game, which, somewhat deserving on Josh Allen's part. But, he would get 10 targets and he would complain why he wasn't getting 15. And it's like, well, because everybody knows that you're the only person he's wanting to throw the ball to because you're demanding so many catches. Goes to Texans, gets humbled a little bit, especially dealing with the injury. Goes to New England, and then I just didn't see that passion, that fire that he had, in prior years. So I think you get A.J. Brown, who's still hungry to play. I think he's a top wide receiver in the NFL. He's got his drama of his own, but I think he's got a little bit more versatility than what I would say a Stephon Diggs at this point in time has in the NFL.
Now, Stephon Diggs did not have a bad season last year. He did go for over 1,000 yards, but
it was
I do believe
1,000
that
yards, Dolph. It would be like three. It would be like one really good game, and then he would go absolutely quiet for 3 or 4, and then would have another big blow up game and go for 160 yards or something like that, and then would be quiet again. Right. It wasn't as consistent as you'd like from a number one wide receiver on a team that really. Who was our second wide receiver? Was it Booty? It went between him and I forget the other gentleman's name. I'm also hoping that they'll, start looking at your boy Kyle as well, the rookie from last year, and start getting him involved in the offense a bit more too.
Right. So, and speaking of Stephon Diggs, he did beat the case. He was found innocent while the cook was dancing. She thought she was gonna get that bread, but she danced her ass right out of that payday. Trying to set the man up. But anyway, we gonna move on. We gonna keep it going. Shout out to Coach Rocker to Come On In Sports Network. Coach said, "Hell yes, it's an upgrade. It's an upgrade." All right, Coach. What's going on, Coach?
Hey,
all right, let's go to week 7. Listen, this gonna be fast, baby. This gonna be fast. But let's go to week 7. This is us, man. Paris, oui. Parlez-vous français? All of that, baby.
Were you upset when you saw that it was the Steelers that we'd be facing in Paris?
No.
No?
No, because
I'll say I will, because for one thing, first game in France, I think this is a huge game for the Saints. Because obviously there's a type of connection with New Orleans and French, and then we're going against Steelers, and as of right now, it's Will Howard versus Tyler Shuck. I just wish it would have been a little bit more of a marquee matchup, more of a competitive feel to it. I feel like, anyone could win this game. We don't know what the Saints are going to look like second year Tyler Shuck and all the changes that's happened this offseason. But at the same time, I wanted this to be one that's like, man, you're dying to watch it. Like, you can't wait to come in, turn the TV on, wake up early, whatever you got to do. Or if you're in Paris, get out to the stadiums, pay that high dollar to go see two great teams. Steelers obviously historic team, but right now, new coach, new quarterback. What's going on? I was hoping it was either going to be, like you said the other day, Falcons, or there was another rumor that it was between the Steelers and the Green Bay Packers, and I think that would have been even crazier.
Well, I'm happy because our first name team I heard was the Browns, and I damn sure ain't want to see that.
Yeah, I definitely didn't want that. Yeah, I didn't want that either.
Nobody wanted to see that. And real quick before we move on, last season, Stephon Diggs, 85 receptions, 1,013 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Very, very productive. Now, I'm going to ask you this. They trade for A.J. Brown, and if Stephon Diggs is still out there on the street, is there a chance? This is for everybody in the chat. Is there a chance they bring him back? Or you think that boat is pretty much sailed?
I think
it was more than just off the field stuff.
And when is Stephon Diggs? Stephon Diggs also a person very prideful. He's not gonna. I don't feel like he's a person that would go back after cutting ties in the way that they did. And honestly, I don't even mean that in a negative way. It's in a respect way, because I don't know if I would either. Unless he's not getting a call from anywhere else, I can't imagine him going back.
Yeah. All right, let's keep it moving, Zach. So,
Also, we definitely forgot to
what?
say what up to our boy
Oh,
Cowboy from the Atlanta
in the building.
Falcons pandemic. I thought you were
Hey,
ignoring him on purpose because he's a Falcons
no,
fan, but okay.
no, you know, I ain't gonna
I
know
know.
my brother, man. That's my brother, man. Hey, man, say you saw that video I put in our group chat.
Yeah.
That boy cutting the rug. Say, man, Cowboy, send me the name of that song. Send me the name of that song, bro. My boy was two-stepping, man. Say, go ahead on, cut a rug, baby. It's doing his thing, man. All right, all right. Rock, Coach Rock. How many profiles you got, bro?
I was wondering if that was Coach Rock again or who that was.
Yeah,
That's
that's it. But
hilarious.
man, how many you got? Okay, Coach says he believes the Chiefs.
Yeah, that could be
Chiefs good
interesting.
place for Diggs. I
That could be
can see
interesting.
that.
I absolutely
I can
100% see that. 100% see that.
But man, you got Rice,
Do you?
you got Worthy.
Do you though? Didn't Worthy just get in some trouble recently too?
I didn't hear about Worthy. I think Worthy's
It might have
good.
been. I didn't look into it, but I thought I seen some issues with him. Let me see. It might not have been true. Oh yeah. In March, he was arrested for domestic violence in March. Oh no, that was last year. So never mind. Maybe the court date came up recently. Maybe that's why it resurfaced. I'm not sure. I knew I saw something the other day. That was from last year. So I'm assuming that's not going to bother this season, or I don't know.
All right. The Aisler
I have to look
says,
more
I'm
into
hearing NFL is thinking putting a double hitter with 4 teams with the next season with the Rams and the Eagles as the home teams at the MCG next year.
That'd be pretty cool.
I'm gonna ask you, how do y'all feel about the NFL? Look, I love that the NFL is trying to go global, become a worldwide game. But as a home team, as a NFL fan of your favorite team, if your team is playing in one of these international games, how do you truly feel about them taking away one of your home games?
I'll tell you what it is, Dolph. The NFL is trying to go to 18 games this season, right?
Oh, next year they will be at 18.
And I think that's all part of it. So because they have came out and said that they want every team to play an international game at some point in time. That is their goal. Every team to have an international matchup throughout the season. And I would not be surprised if that's what ends up happening. And that's a big part of them expanding out to 18 games is you're not really losing a home game because you're getting an international game. Look, I have good and bad feelings about it. As a fan that likes to go to home games, that tries to go to every game. Man, I was this close to buying season tickets. You have no idea how much restraint I've had to put on myself to not buy season tickets because they are going. Dude, there's so many open right now. I'm trying not to get sidebar, but it wasn't that crazy a price either. You could get like behind top level behind the field goal for only like I think it was like $700 or something like that. It was like $650, $700.
Checking into that, man.
Dude, I wanted to buy it so bad. But anyway, as a person that loves going to every home game, like, yeah, it hurts me because I'm like, damn, bro, like, I don't want to lose a chance of watching my team play. But at the same time, for the NFL to continue growing, as a sport, it's already one of the top sports. It's top sport in America, but it's nowhere near top sport in the world. And I think if you grow this, it into these different countries, you expand the game, maybe even start other like minor leagues up in different countries and stuff like that. Bring more players in, try to bring more talent like we see with the NBA, like we talked about the other day. I think that would be phenomenal.
I mean, and speaking about there's American football being played in Germany,
China,
in
the UK, in Australia. They're just all very small time with lack of funding. So
exactly. That's the thing about lack of funding. All right. Oh, here goes Cowboy. Here you go, Madrid, Spain, baby. Rise up. The fall down, but rise up. Falcons taking on the Bengals. I can't even say the thing with the Bengals, but
who's gonna be the starter come week 9? Cowboy. Who's gonna be the starter come week 9? Will it be Penix? Will it be Tua?
Tua.
Think it'd be 2?
I think they trade Penix.
Ooh, sheesh.
Think about it.
Sheesh.
This is a new regime. He wasn't their
What up, Miss
quarterback.
Barber? Yeah.
He wasn't
Interesting.
their quarterback.
Interesting. It's crazy to have a team to have a left-handed quarterback, let alone 2, which is crazy. I think it's a smart thing. That way, during training and stuff, the release is a little bit different coming from a left-hander as well. But, oh yeah, that's interesting. But I think that Madrid-Spain game is gonna be fun. That's the first game in Spain as well for the NFL, correct? Am I correct? I'm not sure.
I think that's their second in Spain.
It might be their second.
Might be their second. All right, Coach got a question for us, Zach. I think the NFL roster needs to add 10 more players to each roster. Your thoughts? Well, if you come to work like you're supposed to, you'll know that I already touched on it.
I didn't know you touched on it either. I agree. I don't know what you say. I just think that's going to change the salary cap by a lot. So I mean, they just got to be willing to increase that salary cap.
But my thing is this. Okay, you going to 18 games though, and I never understood. And somebody please tell me in the chat, Zach, Coach, anybody. Please tell me why you have 53 players that make the active roster, but on game day, I cannot have all 53 players active if they are healthy. That is stupid to me. You're going to 18 games.
Some weird literature with that, yeah.
Yeah. You're going to 18 games. Next year, they're going to 18 games, so get ready for it. Preseason will be 2 games. So that's going to hurt the undrafted free agents. That's what That's when I was talking about going back in time and having not inter squad scrimmages, but actual scrimmages, which would be in the likeness of college spring games, which the NFL will find a way to turn into money.
Right. Well, I mean, that's the thing. It's always about money when it comes to professional sports. And, this is the thing. Like, we already have a lot of teams doing those joint practices and stuff like that. And we see some benefits and we see some negatives too, because they always end up breaking into some type of fight or something like that, that kind of puts a little damper on it. But yeah, it's unfair for those. Well, yeah, I know. But it's unfair for those undrafted free agents. Fighting for spots or guys that are moving around, just regular free agents that are coming in trying to fight for a spot to get a chance to get reps, because we're only 2 weeks of preseason. You don't have time to go into your 4th string and stuff like that. You're working on you're working on a couple reps with your first, and maybe one series with your first string. Then you got to go and do 2 quarters at least with your second, and that only sometimes leaves maybe a quarter for you at that 3rd string. So it does make it tough.
So that's why I'm saying these joint practices, that's just what they are. They're practices. They are practices. They are not full scrimmages. I'm talking about full scale scrimmages. Mm-hmm. You have to replace at least one of those games to give these kids opportunity. If you do a full blown scrimmage though, without any type of like,
are you gonna change like how the rules and stuff work while you're doing those for them to be a little more lax?
No, you go.
Okay. Then they're just gonna make it another preseason game. So then they're just gonna add a preseason game to the season. They can't with 18 because the unit they're gonna have to go down to 2. They'll just start it earlier.
They're gonna have to go down to 2. To me, get rid of joint practices. First of all, get rid of that.
You don't like joint practices, okay?
Yeah, and let's get rid of joint practices. If you come to visit us, we're scrimmaging. We doing a real scrimmage, like everywhere else. The hell with all this joint. We got full referee crew there. We gonna kick the ball off. We gonna sell tickets, or we gonna give tickets away for the fans to come in. We gonna make it a big thing because like you said, undrafted free agents, like I said, they're gonna lose out on this. And think about this: if you're a head coach, is it week 1 or week 2? It got to be the first preseason game. Has to be when your starters play the most.
Right. Yeah.
Now, and that last game.
Like, I've talked about it plenty of times, man. I don't like losing preseason games. I don't like the fact that teams aren't playing their starters more during preseason games anymore. Like, I know, people are all worried about injury. Injuries can happen at any time. It can happen at practice. Like,
Yeah.
players got to get full reps. Like, you can say all you want, practice how you play. There's a difference of practicing how you play when the adrenaline is hitting you when you're in a stadium that is, and not on a practice field. It's two very different things, So I'm right there with you, dog.
Yeah, that's one. I think it's gonna hurt the undrafted free agent. It's gonna hurt those kids draft selected in the 6th and 7th round the most, because, like you say, reps. How many reps do they get? That's where special teams is already important. If you're an undrafted free agent or you're a 7th or 6th round selection, 5th round, that's how you get on the field. Special teams, but special teams becomes increasingly more important. You got to jump up for every rep, every chance you can get. You got to jump. You got to tell them. You got to have them tell you, man, get off the field.
Look, and thing is, I don't know how many practices everybody in the chat has been to, but when you go to these practices, you don't see all the players every practice.
Yep.
Like, you may see them for a couple, like the beginning drills that last like maybe 15 minutes. They may run a couple wide receiver drills, couple DB drills, O-line, D-line drills and stuff like that. But then once they start getting into, 7v7 or 11v11 and different things like that, there's a lot of the guys that aren't touching the field. They're just sitting on the sideline. They're helping out with water. They're doing whatever. So they're not getting reps in practice like you would think. These practices aren't 5-hour long practices. There's so many people out there already. They got to focus on who's going to be the first man up, second man up, and then who's going to sneak in every now and then. So they may swap out 2 or 3 here and there, but for the most part, you're not seeing all 53, let alone plus the practice squad, appearing on the field for longer than a couple of minutes.
Yeah. I mean, they're gonna have 2 bye weeks. They have to have 2 bye weeks. We already know that.
Yeah, they have to do. That is confirmed. They are doing that, or are we just assuming?
It's happening. It's happening.
Okay, yeah, it has to happen. Okay, thank God, because if they went to 18 without 2, that'd be ridiculous.
Yeah. It's. I mean, Patriots owner was talking about it a couple weeks ago. It's happening. Kraft was talking about it. It's happening. It's happening.
First off, let's go. St. John Butler in the building said, "Who that fellas put me down for 10 wins?" I was just watching Sports Center's preview of the schedule release, and they were like, 10 wins always feels safe. Everybody's like, you know what? We can get 10 wins. We can get 10 wins. Look, man, I will, at this point in time for the Saints, I would love 9 wins. I want to have a winning record. How long has it been? I'd love to have a winning record. And I think 9 to 10 wins could possibly get us into the playoffs because of our weak division. Do I think we're going to get that number? I'm gonna hold my predictions back until we start seeing some actual football. We got a tough matchup in week 1 versus the Detroit Lions. I'm not expecting that to be a win. I'm expecting that to be the benchmark and to see where we go from there. And we'll discuss that at a later time. But as you speak about the Patriots owner, Dolph, Munich, Germany, week 10.
Yes, sir.
Patriots face off against the Lions. How you feel about that one?
Must see.
Germany got one, bro.
That's going to be a good one right there, man. I like that one. Everybody's disrespecting the Patriots right now. Everybody, because of the way they performed in the Super Bowl, everybody's disrespecting the Patriots. It ain't their fault that both niggas got hurt. The rest of the Broncos were there. They couldn't get the job done. The Patriots did. It ain't their fault because like y'all want to talk about, oh, look at the schedule they had. Look at the team. They played who was on their schedule, and they beat who was on their schedule enough. They made the Super Bowl. All right, they lost. Only 2 teams make the Super Bowl. I know my sorry ass team ain't make it in decades. You know, I call them sorry for all y'all out there. Like, oh, what's
it hasn't been decades yet, Dolph. It's been a decade and some years. Okay, we're 3 years away from it being decades, multiple.
Well, listen, they better get a winning season this year. Damn it.
Okay. But, yeah, look, I'm right there with you though. Like people were hating on the Patriots. Look, that Seattle team was fun. They were destined to win that game. It was between Seattle and the Rams. Whoever came out of the NFC was gonna win it. All the injuries in the AFC, that's what kind of led down to it. But people are trying to just shrug off the fact because they had a bad postseason and they made it to the Super Bowl, so it's hard to call it bad. They just got a little lucky with how things turned out with the injuries and stuff. But are we like turning our head away that they have a second-year quarterback that was second in MVP votes and probably should have got MVP if it wasn't that Stafford just has a legacy thing and they're like, yeah, we got to give it to him because it's Matthew Stafford and what he's been doing.
Right.
Let's not look beside that. Let's also not look beside that. Travion Henderson just started really getting unlocked near the tail end of the season. So, expect to see a lot more out of him this year. Their defense has always been pretty solid. That offensive line, they need to work on that left tackle. I don't know what our boy from LSU was doing last year, but they get that fixed up. I think they'll be okay. I don't think they're going to get worse. Are they going to have another Super Bowl season? That I don't know. There's no telling. A lot of luck went into their side, but are they going to be bad all of a sudden? Is this not going to be a good game?
A lot of luck went into the Seahawks. A lot of luck. There's luck for every team that makes it to the Super Bowl. You got to get fortunate. You got to get a ball or something bouncing your way. Listen, the Seahawks were the most complete team last year, and they proved it. All right, but for people to just to beat down the Patriots because they lost to a better team in the biggest game of any season in the National Football League, which every team aspires to reach the Super Bowl. That's a good football team over there. That's a football team with a young franchise quarterback. Drake May is for real.
Drake May is for real, man.
Drake May is for real. That kid's balling. And what I said when he came out his rookie year is people forgot the year before he came out, he was considered the number one prospect, the number one quarterback. So it's no surprise to me what he's doing. The kid's that damn good. But for people just to throw dirt on the Patriots and think, oh, okay, last year it was a flash in the pan. Now they're gonna have a tougher schedule. And listen, I understand what's going on off the field with their head coach and all that.
That's what I was going to say. That's the one thing I think I'm more worried about than anything is how his mental state's going to be.
Yeah, let's keep it on the field. He's a hell of a head coach. They got one of the better head coaches in the National Football League. I think the Patriots going to be all right. I predict they're back in the playoffs. Hell, I predict they get to at least the divisional round this upcoming season. All right, so now we're going to go to week 11, family. We're going to keep it going. Week 11, international slate, Mexico City. They're back again. Man, the 49ers got 2 international games. The 49ers are back, baby, taking on the Minnesota Vikings. But now the question becomes, who will be under center for the Minnesota Vikings? The majority of us believe it will be the player that they pursued, the player they went out and signed, Kyler Murray. Yeah. Listen, I heard someone speak today and said that it was going to be a quarterback competition in Minnesota. There ain't if Kyler Murray comes with his mind right and focus, and you think his mind ain't right, he's on a 1-year deal. You don't think his mind ain't right with his talent? So. He's the most talented quarterback. Man, Kyler Murray's going to be the starting quarterback for the Vikings. If he's not, it will be the injury. It will be to his retiring or just not wanting to play.
If he's not, his career is done. I mean, you talk about.
There is
I think what you said just a moment ago is the most important thing. Where is it? You don't think his head's going to be in it? Well, that's been the issue with Kyler Murray since he's got in the league. Now, is his head in it? Is his heart in the game? Now, reality kind of, smacks him across the face. He gets picked up by Minnesota in a situation where they have a quarterback that they trying to make a starter. A lot of people don't believe he is.
Do you believe he is?
Do I? No.
I know it, and I know it's early. It's early in his career. I understand
He's
that.
young, and he is young. He's very young.
And he is young. He can get better.
But no.
But him getting better, I still don't see that. I still don't see that franchise cornerstone quarterback.
No.
And for his sake, I hope I'm wrong. But right now, I do not see that.
Agreed.
And if Kyler Murray is here playing in this game against the 49ers, and we know, listen, that Vikings defense, man. What's their coordinator's name? Used to coach the Dolphins, man. Help me out, chat. I forgot it slipped my mind right now. But we know the Vikings are going to have a formidable defense. To me, the 49ers season comes down to their defense. On how far they can go. And speaking of 49ers, damn it, they won 14 games last year.
They did. They won a lot. They won a lot of games that a lot of ugly ones while dealing with a lot of the injuries that they had. Yeah, they found ways to win. I mean,
and that's what I'm saying. With all those injuries, the Brock Purdy, they still.
Oh, Mike McDaniel, thank you, man.
They still won. Mike who?
McDaniel?
No, Mike McDaniel wasn't no. Mike McDaniel wasn't the defensive coordinator for the Dolphins.
Oh, you said offensive coordinator.
the former head coach before Mike McDaniel, the one who the one that tried to blackball. One that tried to get the coaching
again. I didn't see that he was coaching again.
Yeah, he's been coaching the Vikings the last 2-3 years. Defensive coordinator.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, the one they tried to have secretly talk to Brady, and he said no. Man, y'all help us out in the chat.
Brian Flores.
Yeah, Brian Flores. Thank you. Yeah,
This is. Oh, hold on now. No, don't. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, he signed. Yeah, he signed extension in January. Yep, he'd been there since 2023. I didn't think he went back to coaching because of like how pissed off he was. I didn't blame him. I thought he might have went somewhere else.
He went. And you know one thing, a Brian Flores defense is going to be hellable aggressive. They're going to come at you from all different areas on the field, and so all they need is a competent quarterback. And it's not throwing shade. It's just fact. J.J. McCarthy has not so far lived up to what you want your first round quarterback to be. And really, last year was his rookie year when I sit here and think about it because he was hurt.
Yeah, it was.
So that was his rookie year. But then he showed you enough.
And he has bad relationships with their best wide receiver. It don't make sense. Yeah.
If he would have showed you enough last year as a coaching staff, there is no way you go out and pursue and bring in a Kyler Murray. You could have signed any other veteran quarterback to come in and be his backup. You got a open quarterback competition with Kyler Murray and J.J. McCarthy. So before all your Viking fans come at me saying I'm hating, why the hell did your organization, your team, your head coach, your GM go out after Kyler Murray if J.J. McCarthy is their guy?
That's it. Good question, man. Well, look, Chad, let us know, out of all the international games, which one are you looking forward to most? If you're a fan of one of the teams, say a different team. But we all know if you're Saints fans, you're big in the Saints game. What game are you looking forward to most? Dolph, what game are you looking forward to most internationally this year?
Man, as I look at this slate, man,
you can't pick your second favorite team.
Nah, man. I ain't picking none of them. I'm gonna go with the game we're talking about right now, man.
Okay.
That game intrigues me because of all the side stories. You got Mike Evans, You got Justin Jefferson. You got Brock Purdy. We don't know who the hell is going to be on the center for the Vikings. You got that Vikings defense. You got a 49ers offense that I think is going to be more explosive this year. I believe their defense is going to be improved. So that game on November 22nd, that's the game that's really intriguing to me in the international on the international schedule. All right, now let's talk about, man, the NFL. They have totally wrapped up the holiday weekend in November. Wednesday night, we got a Thanksgiving Eve football game. Family, that means Wednesday night NFL, Thursday night NFL, Black Friday, Friday night NFL. It's late in the season, December 25th. That means you're going to have what? Saturday games and Sunday games. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. NFL has locked it up in November. Late in November, man.
They do not care.
I like the matchup. I like the matchup. Two of the top teams in the NFC. The pressure is on for Mike LaFleur and Love. Jordan Love and LaFleur, the pressure is on. It's good. It's good being one of the top teams in the conference year in and year out. Jordan Love's a good quarterback. He's one of the top quarterbacks in the NFC. Hell, in the NFL.
Yeah.
We know the future Hall of Famer on the other side in Matthew Stafford.
Absolutely.
But Jordan Love comes into a situation where he's following not one, but two legends. They went from fall.
Two Hall of Famers. One current.
Aaron Rodgers. Both of those players delivered a Super Bowl. And I'm going to tell you here, I think Jordan Love is just as gifted of a quarterback as those two were.
Oh, see, now you're reaching, bro.
No. Listen what I'm saying. Listen what I'm saying.
I'm listening. I'm just not believing.
As a Jordan Love, he hasn't accomplished everything that they have accomplished. MVPs and all that, but I believe he is a more gifted, athletic quarterback than both Aaron Rodgers was.
Oh, man, I got to stop
you there, better than Brett Favre.
You can't say he's more... You're talking about the gunslinger Brett Favre. You're talking about Aaron Rodgers, has the best touchdown interception ratio, that has had more game-winning Hail Marys than any quarter, like probably almost double the next man up. And you're saying Jordan Love is up there with that? You're saying better? I gotta strongly distrongly disagree, man. I don't really have that much hate.
Did I say better?
You did. You said as much. I strongly disagree. Because I think he's that talented. I think Aaron Rodgers is a tier above Favre. Favre is a tier below him, and I think Jordan Love is well below that. Well below that. I mean, you're talking about two that are inside what? Like, if we're being generous, top 30 quarterbacks of all time. So you're saying Jordan Love is
top shit?
No,
top 30, probably top 15.
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm being like way generous. I don't feel like thinking about the quarterbacks more. You're saying that he's potentially top 30?
What I'm not doing is I'm not going off the accomplishment. I'm looking at the player.
I understand.
That's what I'm saying. The player, not the accomplishments. What I'm saying is he has a lot to live up to, and I believe he has the skills to do so. And I believe
he's young. He's 26, 27 years old.
Yeah, I believe as an athlete, he's a better athlete at this stage of his career than both of them was as a total athlete. Now, I ain't say a better quarterback. I believe he's a better athlete.
That goes into the current era versus the pastime eras of quarterback play. Right. So, fair enough. All right, fair enough.
But like I said, they got the skins on the wall.
I see what you're saying.
They got the skins on the wall. They got the Lombardis. He's had good teams. They got to close the deal.
Yeah.
It's called tinsel time for a reason.
And it's gonna be crucial too. Like they're gonna be without Micah Parsons for 5 weeks, and then their first game back with Micah Parsons is, I believe, against the Detroit Lions in Week 6, and that's if there's no delays to his recovery as well. So, and that's gonna play a huge part on what the Packers can do. They've also really struggled the last several years in first round picks. I don't know if people are looking into their GM and their decision making drafting if there's some issues there, because the first round picks haven't been really coming to fruition. We'll see if second year Matthew Golden can actually come out and do something. It's gonna be interesting. I think Packers are in a really weird place right now. Just Cheese said, I'm assuming you're still listening in, but I don't think you disagree with what I'm saying here. But
I think they're in the win now. I think they're definitely in the win now mode. Yeah. And while you have to be careful, right, like everybody talks about that window being open. Look at the Lions. What happened to them? They got everybody believes, me too, that they're going to bounce back this season, but at the same time, when that window was open,
they just gotta stay healthy, man. They just gotta stay healthy
and make better decisions.
Yeah,
listen, you ain't
like I don't like the idea of putting teams into windows, personally. Yeah. Like especially individual players into windows. Like I think there's definitely like Bills have been in a window. That window's been wide. It's not even a window. It's a bay window. It's a damn screen door. It's a double open up into the back because it's been going on 6-7 years now. Right. But I don't like putting teams into windows. When teams make adjustments and everything like that, and they have opportunities. I mean, team that I can talk about most obviously is Saints. We had our window. We ended up getting in a Super Bowl within our initial window. We also could have made a Super Bowl 8 years later if it wasn't for a bad call, and it wasn't for a goofed up play by Williams. So like I don't like putting teams into windows like that, but that's just me.
Yeah, but damn it, I'm putting them in the window. It
Put
closed.
Them in a window. Put them in a window.
It was open for their ass. They would listen. But all right, since Zach don't like windows, I'm gonna put it to you like this: they missed their, I'm gonna just say, opportunity. The opportunity they had.
I agree with that. They missed opportunity.
They missed that opportunity, and those opportunities don't come around every year.
Well, look, if we're talking about the Lions, which we'll go into the next game with Thanksgiving Day, Bears and Lions, which is probably actually Thanksgiving Day games. I'm not talking to my family. I'm not talking to my family, Dolph. I might be sick Thanksgiving Day, and I may stay home and just watch football by myself because we're talking Bears and Lions. Yes, a real competition now. Eagles and Cowboys always in competition, and Bills and you're out your damn mind, dude. I'm not talking to nobody. I'm not sitting at no dinner table to go eat no turkey. You can bring the plate over to the little. I got a little reclining chair at my grandma's. You can bring the plate over to me. We can all eat in the living room and feast as a family there. Because if not, I'm gonna have like a little stand that I'm gonna balance. It might be on the wine glass. I'm gonna balance my phone on so I can watch the games while I eat. It's just that's the way it's gonna have to go.
I'm gonna have it on the big screen, baby. I'm not going nowhere.
My grandma likes to try seclude. She likes to try to put us in the dining room like we're fancy. I'm like, get the out of here.
I would come sit in my office, put my feet up, and just watch this and watch every game. Listen. This is a great slate of games on Thanksgiving.
That's actually unreal. Actually unreal. I might have to. I don't know if I'm working. I think I might have to take off for work.
And then the Black Friday game is the Steelers and the Broncos.
So, yeah, that's unreal, man. I mean, Steelers I'm not as excited about this year, but I mean that's still a good slate of games, man. But just one more, I guess, touch on Detroit Lions. Cause what I was trying to say in the beginning was. Andrew has been a big issue with them, but I think that window is still wide open just because of where the team is right now. I think defensively is where they're going to have a lot of troubles because Branch is going to be out all year with I think an Achilles injury, and then they have another key defensive player. I can't remember his name that's out. but they just finally added some more strength to their defensive line on opposite side of Aiden Hutchinson. So I think that's going to help them out really well. And then they obviously lose Montgomery, so you lose your Sonic and Boom, but they do bring in Isaiah Pacheco. Two similar sized running backs, but two totally different styles and flows. And I think that can, I don't know if he would be better than Montgomery, but I think that can benefit them equally because, Pacheco, you got to limit his touches because he wants to run at 100%. He just gets too burnt out near the midway part of the season. He's only going to need to run the ball six times a game, 8 times a game, something like that. And then you let Jahmyr Gibbs just be your primary back. And I think that's going to work out really well for them.
Yeah. And I mean, like I was saying last year about the Lions, you don't just lose your offensive and defensive coordinators and everything stays the same. I understand how, like I said, I understood how talented they were. But coaching matters, bro. Coaching really matters. So again, great slate of games, and then Buffalo and Kansas City. So here's a fact for y'all. In the last 4 regular season meetings between the Bills and the Chiefs, the Bills are 4-0. Now, in the postseason, they met 3 times, Zach. The Bills are 0-3 against the Chiefs. So I asked that question. Shout out to Lawrence and Jeremy's host of Come On In Bills on the Come On In Sports Network. To them and to the entire Bills Nation. I know damn well you wouldn't care if that was reversed starting this year. You lose to the Chiefs in the regular season, but you beat them in the playoffs to go to the Super Bowl. Would you take that? I know you would, but there's some of y'all that saying, hell no, dog. We won't beat their ass in the regular season and we won't beat their ass in the postseason. And I totally understand that. So we were talking about the Packers and Jordan Love having to get to the bowl. We all know, we talked about earlier, Lamar Jackson having to get to the bowl.
A lot of talented quarterbacks. This era of quarterbacks that haven't even sniffed it.
Josh Allen. First of all, Josh Allen. No one knew who. Remember when Josh Allen was selected by Buffalo?
Oh, everybody hated. Like there's so many people.
Everybody hated. They hated that selection.
And he's athletic, but he doesn't throw the ball well. Not very accurate. Wastes a lot of movement in his throwing motion. Doesn't get the ball out quick enough. Mm-hmm.
But now look at him. MVP, one of the top quarterbacks in the National Football League. But he got to get that monkey off his back.
How many MVPs does Josh Allen and Lamar have combined? 4? Is it 4 or 3?
And Lamar won twice. Josh just won the year before last. So
3,
what, 3 between them?
Have either of them made it to an AFC Conference Championship?
Yes.
Yeah.
Buffalo made it to the AFC Championship.
Made it once, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I don't believe the Ravens haven't gotten there with Lamar.
That
now, if we wrong, Ravens fans, let us know if we're wrong. But sitting here right now, I can't recall the Ravens being in the AFC Championship game.
Let me see. I'm looking it up right now.
With Lamar Jackson. But that record,
4-0. 23. 2023.
Who they lost to?
Who you think?
The Chiefs.
The Chiefs. But yeah, look, I mean, like these teams, I mean, every single year it's the same old story. And at some point they gotta get rid of that mindset, I think, and they just gotta learn how to play their own version of football and stop worrying about what everybody else is doing. Yeah. I still think still some moves that I don't understand with the Bills and such. I feel like there needs to be some changes in the staff. I don't understand why they were okay with having Khalil. They are okay with having Khalil Shakir as a number 1 wide receiver for so long. There's
not no more, Zach. They got DJ Moore.
I know not no more, but I'm also not a big fan of DJ Moore either. Like, I mean, DJ Moore's straight to me. But I've been saying that since he was with Carolina. He had his one really good year where him and old boy with the Florida fucking what are they? I forget what the damn hairstyle is called. Damn, he's a junior. I forget it. You know what I'm talking about. Wicks. He had Wicks in his hair. I can't remember his name. But anyway, they both went for 1,000 yards one season, and I was like, he ain't that good. He drops a lot of ball. He played really good in Chicago though. So we'll see. But I'll rest my case with that. What do we got? What's Christmas Day? I know you said they leaked it already. What is Christmas Day?
Yeah. So Christmas Day games. Here we go. Christmas Day. We start off with the NFC North, Packers and Bears.
Fun.
That's your one Eastern game, Packers and Bears. Then we get at 4:30 Eastern time, we got the Buffalo Bills taking on the Denver Broncos.
Man, they're giving all the holidays to the good teams. I can't blame them.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And the nightcap, their first meeting of the year, rematch, NFC Championship.
Oh,
Los Angeles Rams at the world champion Seattle Seahawks.
Wow. Damn, bro. NFL is just trying to ruin families. They are trying to ruin families. That's what they're trying to do. How are you going to look away from the TV? Actually, you know what? You know what I'm asking for Christmas this year, Dove?
What's that?
A television. And that way I have an excuse to why I'm looking at it all day.
Well, look, family, we about to get on out of here. Like we said, we wasn't going to keep you long, man. But before we go, we see the first Sunday night game. It's going to be the Cowboys against the Giants. Monday night game, first Monday night game will be the Broncos taking on the Chiefs. And Zach, for the first time in about 3 years, there will be no double hitter on Monday Night Football.
I'm not mad at it, bro. I'm not mad at it. I don't like the double hitter.
Season kickoff will be the Seahawks taking on the Patriots, a rematch of the Super Bowl. So that's how that's going to go. But listen, family, we about to get on out of here. We appreciate each and every single one of you. Listen, do Zach and myself a favor. Man. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. See, I ain't say bell this time, Zach. Yeah, I ain't say bell. I ain't say hit that like bell this time. Hit that like button, subscribe. Enjoy the family, man. This is Come On In NFL. This is the Come On In Sports Network. And remember, family,
The cover is